Mother never tells me anything about her past or father, and I never ask because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I was like, "'Cause he's a dick."
It's something we never talk about. All I can do is listen to her, occasionally cry at night, and keep quiet about it in the morning. She's holding up well, but I can't help but worry that one day she might trip and fall and never get up. The thought makes my hands itch, and I spend 10 minutes in the bathroom trying to wash it off. I want to grow up and become someone she can depend on. It's quiet in the mind library. I'm hunched over a language workbook trying to fill in the blanks, but all the letters come out jumbled. I write them over and over again until the pages are filled with illegible scribbles. Then, this might be Charlotte then, but I guess I'll just keep going for now. Frey peeks over my shoulder like nothing's wrong.
Not fries.
Fries, I'm sorry.
So is this a guy?
This is an androgynous person.
Yeah, they don't have any. They don't. I don't think they have a gender at all. Yeah.
All right.
You can go for it.
Should I do the voice? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. Doing someone's homework again, Miss Wiltshire.
Oh, it is. So,
Okay. I'll take over then.
You do know that it's not your obligation to do it, don't you?
It's for a friend.
Ah, so that's why you couldn't turn him down.
this one looks like V19, the way they're dressed.
Yeah.
Because they said you're friends.
Was it so wrong to believe them, fries?
No, of course not. Miss Wiltshire is a very earnest girl, after all. Too gullible for her own good.
Uh,
You see, what your so-called friend used was a keyword. A password that doesn't mean anything. You heard it and immediately thought of the meaning you had for it. You may have thought the other person meant, I want to help and understand you, but in reality they meant, I want to use you for my own need. Sure, they could have been honest with you, but would you be doing this for them if you knew the truth?
mm.
Right? But that doesn't make them evil, per se. If they were the main character, I'm sure the viewers would understand their way of thinking.
Fries runs his finger over a messed up sentence and stops at the period mark.
The true evil lies in muddled words, Miss Wiltshire. Remember that.
I absent-mindedly look at the ruined workbook. Still, if I don't do as they say, I'll be left all alone. This is all I'm good for anyway. Fries leans his head on me, but I have no strength left to shove him away.
You know that's not true, Miss Wiltshire. You just want someone to make you feel better about yourself. Even if it's someone you despise. But don't worry. I know all the words you want to hear. You may feel like you're never doing enough. But in reality, you're always doing your best, aren't you?
During the first year of high school, we go on a school trip. I don't have anyone to make promises about sitting together with, So right now, I'm left with three choices. A. Sitting with the teacher.
No.
B. Sitting with the class bullies.
No.
C. Approaching Mr. Fennell, who happens to have a seat open near him. I decide that the latter is the lesser evil. Mind if I sit here?
Not at all.
Thanks. You're giving you're giving him your Larry voice, which is just there is
Hey, it's me, Larry.
oh.
Okay, was you want me to change the voice?
No, it's fine. It's just
I'm trying to do it less goofy.
oh, now that I think of it, it's the front seat. I shouldn't be taking it.
You can just change with someone if they get car sick. I, for one, can't sit in the back. I always get dizzy.
Sucks to be you. Vincent laughs dryly. His laughter doesn't reach his eyes. Crap. I just messed up my second informal conversation with him. By the time I gather myself again, Vincent's long since asleep. Oh god. Let me go back and sit with the bullies.
God, he's got asthma too.
His head is bumping against the bus window in small intervals. I bring out my MP3 player, but minutes later, everyone decides to watch an action movie. The loud sound doesn't seem to bother Vincent, who's sleeping with earplugs. I should have brought some too. In the end, I settle on watching the movie and lose the track of time. By the time we arrive at the hotel, it's past midnight. I get in a room with three guys who don't mind me ditching them during the night. Success. At best, they'll get drunk and play cards in someone else's room until sunrise, and at worst, one of them brings drugs. Maybe both. We get up the stairs and unlock our room. It has a bed and a shower, so it's perfect. My classmates leave the room as soon as they've finished unpacking. As expected, they don't bother inviting me anywhere. Glad they know I hate having fun. I spend half of the night sketching ideas for comics I might draw someday. All of them feel like I've seen them before. In the morning, I emit the light of freshness. I like being up early. The hotel dining room is dead silent, like a cemetery. Out of my classmates, only some girls and Vincent are present. I decide to drop into the seat near him. Morning.
Good morning. I didn't see you last night.
Was getting my beauty sleep. Did you party with everyone?
Of course.
Have to admit, I have a hard time imagining you drinking.
Why? I have a high alcohol tolerance.
You are 12, child.
Unlike many.
Ugh, don't remind me. I woke up to sounds of someone puking in the toilet next door.
Uh, Unpleasant, isn't it?
My face says it all. Still, the image of Vincent downing alcohol like a glass of juice seems really funny to me, so I can't help but laugh out loud. Vincent gives me a questioning look, so I quickly try to change the topic before he asks anything. When I drink, I just become sleepy. Boring, right?
Is that so? I thought you'd be the type to talk a lot.
Nah, if anything, I shut up for good. Then fall
Charles,
asleep.
control of an old man. I'm like, this is how I drink. I take a beer and I fall asleep.
Honestly, same though. I think I'm the type people would call an ambulance for because they drunkenly think I died of lethal ethanol intake.
You sound like you speak from experience.
Well, the trip itself is nothing special. Art museums never interested me much. During one of the excursions, Henrietta gets lost and I volunteer to look for her. Thankfully, I spot her at the statue near the museum with a dead phone. Henrietta doesn't let go of my shirt until we get back to the group. The night at the hotel on our way back doesn't go as smoothly as the first one. This time I have to share a room with a guy who doesn't mind other people seeing him make out with his girlfriend right in the room.
Ugh.
Rude again? Ugh. I do. So I grab my jacket and make my escape. It's already past curfew. Probably not the best idea to spend the night on the hotel stairs, but whatever. Just as I start to doze off, someone shakes my shoulder.
Lur. Eiler. You'll catch a cold if you sleep here.
Huh? It's Vincent. Ah, thanks. I didn't mean to fall asleep. Why are you out at this hour?
I just wanted to get some fresh air. I do enjoy night walks.
We're not allowed to leave the rooms at night, you know.
Then may I ask why you're here?
Uh, uh, I guess I'm not a fan of voyeurism.
Huh?
No, that sounded bad. Forget it.
Okay. I'm guessing there are problems with your roommate.
Yeah, that's a pleasant way to put it.
I could use less pretty words, but it'll leave a bad taste in my mouth.
Vincent looks at the night sky.
It's nice here. So quiet. I don't have to wake up to shouting.
I don't know what to say to that, so I just pick at my skin.
Start peeling my skin off.
God.
Sorry, I said too much.
No, that's fine, pitiful, awful. None of these seem to fit. I'm not someone who should comment. We sit in silence for some time.
That being said, do you plan to return to your room?
Nah, I'll wait out a bit more.
I see. Well, good night then.
Night. Thanks for keeping me company.
It's my pleasure.
And let me do something real quick that I forgot to do. Alright, title has been updated. Half an hour later, I returned to my room only to find my classmate sleeping soundly. This asshole. Ugh. I fall asleep thinking that it would be nice to go somewhere with my class again.
Would you mind joining me for lunch?
Sure, just going to grab something to eat. Is it the usual place?
Yes! I'll be going ahead then.
Vincent likes to eat outside. It's more quiet here, he says. After the class trip, we've started hanging out more often. Sometimes he invites me for lunch, like today. Don't you think the education system is flawed? Vincent brings a hand to his chin thoughtful.
Depends on what you define as a flaw. If the main objective of education is discipline, then it is essential to have a hierarchy.
I'm rather thinking about the things we learn. Today's test, for example. Do you actually know what the entropy of isolated systems never decreases means? Can you explain that?
No, not really. I just learned the material needed to answer the questions.
See? You only learned the answer the teacher wanted to see. Not only will you forget this knowledge, but you'll have no clue what you were writing about. We're only learning keywords that we don't know the meaning of and don't gain any practical knowledge.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. If you can't find use for theoretical knowledge, then it's meaningless, right? However, I wouldn't use this statement as an excuse to slack off. Or accuse people of using bad teaching methods for that matter.
Right. I just wanted you to hear me out on this. If given the opportunity, I'd like to change something myself. It'd be ridiculous to tell others how to do their work.
I'm relieved you understand. I think it's not just the education system that uses keywords, though. Words that carry no meaning litter our speech in everyday life.
Then, mass media is just entirely made out of them. It's just template phrases that are guaranteed to cause a reaction.
While the hidden objective may be entirely different.
Clickbait.
Yeah, like articles bashing local art exhibitions are actually written to promote them. Oh crap, I think the break will end soon. You still haven't finished your food.
Don't worry about me.
We hurriedly finish our modest lunch and run to class.
Yeah, that was very well timed.
The older, the older we get, the more disturbed and obnoxious everyone becomes. They're trying to connect, clumsily, erratically. Well, I understand to some degree, but I've always been fine in my own company. Also Vincent, but he can be tiring too. Sometimes he starts ranting on subjects I don't understand, which gets tedious. Like hell I give a damn about politics. Go back to your containment board, for God's sake. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, come on. You're getting pretty obnoxious too there, Charles.
Henrietta isn't a saint either. Am I actually masochistic for enjoying being badmouthed by her? At least she has the same horrible taste in anime.
Found a keeper there.
Miss Warhol, you absolutely have to consult me on dating sims. We could make a fortune off this.
Fuck off, Eiler. It won't sell. Here, at least. And don't talk so loudly. The other girls will hear.
It's your fault for trying to seem something you're not. So how about it? You and me, a Tochin circle.
No, I've never written a finished story in my life.
Just copy the popular tropes. Everyone only wants things they're used to.
Just go away, Eiler. You're a bother. Go pester someone else.
They're great, Vap. Talking to Miss Warhol always lifts up my mood. This is a
Have you heard of Heaven's Gate? They're an organization that preaches that our world is controlled by alien puppeteers from another world.
Got it. Sociology. Or Scientology, that's it. My brain died. I
Fucked
fucked
up,
up!
right? Does that mean that their world is more real than ours? What even is real these days? Do you think that we could be saved if we refuse to be actors on the stage? Maybe we should leave altogether.
What's up with the emergence of the web cults lately?
Oh, you mean Heaven's Gate? Actually, I helped copyright the contents for the site.
God damn, Vincent!
Jesus!
What? Really?
Of course. Any kind of content has curators. This one was meant as a prank, though.
God, child.
You don't actually believe that we're puppets on strings, do you?
The text you wrote was awfully convincing, though.
I'm honored.
Why Heaven's Gate, though? Oh, it does.
We wanted it to seem big despite it being a prank. Doesn't it sound like something promising?
Yeah, sounds pretentious as fuck. Charles said fuck!
Oh god.
It doesn't mean anything, really. Just like Heavenly Kingdom doesn't exist.
So, an empty promise of virtue, huh? Still, isn't it, kind of incredibly, unfathomably dangerous? Have you seen the shit that happens in cults?
Have you seen the shit that happened in the actual Heaven's Gate? I swear to God, if it's like anything close to that, this is going to be weird because I wrote a big project on that in school.
Oh, whoa, wait, what is this?
Oh, you don't? Wait, you don't know about the real Heaven's Gate?
No?
It was an actual cult, like an actual suicide cult that believed that that they should all kill themselves because the Halley's Comet was the one thing that was going to get them to heaven and get them to like
Oh,
their own personal like heaven, so that they all like it was this one very like very charismatic cult leader that convinced a bunch of people to poison themselves.
Is this the
And they
Kool-Aid?
all-
okay.
Yeah, it's the Kool-Aid thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I knew that. I just didn't know that's what that it was called Heaven's Gate. Well,
Oh,
damn.
Yeah, I wrote a big project on that in school, so
Hmm. People might believe you guys for real.
I know where this is going then.
that would be silly, don't you think?
Oh, Vincent. I don't know if I don't know if you're incredibly naive or too perceptive.
I want to say,
He's a
Yeah.
weird mix of both.
yeah.
Oh, I did not expect to see Bennett.
Hey, Bennett.
You,
Can I be Bennett?
yeah, you go for Bennett.
Okay. Mr. Honecker. Do you think I'd act more rational if I killed my remaining emotions?
I don't believe we could be rational without feelings. Patients with prefrontal cortex brain damage cannot experience emotions. To them, any decision seems to be as good as the other. For example, when I think of killing someone I care about, I'm overwhelmed with horror. It goes without saying that I'd never do it on a whim. Thus, feelings are essential for rational thinking. Soap inhibits the prefrontal cortex functionality as a side effect, right? I've been saying it all the time, but consuming it isn't doing you any good. You'll lose the ability to distinguish the weight of one decision from another.
And that means...
That means killing me and eating cookies for breakfast will be morally equal to you.
Hmm.
I've never thought about it that way.
My point is, killing your emotions will only worsen your overall mental state. It's okay to care, Bennett. Bennett croaks out a laugh.
Took the stage the day after a storm.
Even the weather is shunning Mel for his stupidity.
The cathedral standing tall in the center of town, the stone-paved street clacking with the pleasant sound of footsteps, the people peering out from beneath awnings to look up at the sky. In Mel's eyes, it was as if they were all blessed by a divine light. However, not everyone living in the same land was equally blessed. In fact, the blessed were far outnumbered by the forsaken, even if their time would later come to be referred to as the Golden Age. Elsewhere, back at the mansion, Nellie was causing trouble for the Abigails. On a whim, she had decided to redecorate her bedchamber, so she gathered the maids and put them to work, shouting orders, demands, and complaints. And she had not summoned only her personal servants, but others as well, including the white-haired girl.
Not like that. How many times must I tell you? The tapestry goes by the door. And I don't like the carpet's pattern. Is there anything else we can change it with? Hey, who put this ugly vase here?